Do you think that you can already speak good English, but whenever you try to say something at work, you sound like that?
How are you, sir? You see, I speak English well. I learn it from a book.
Perhaps you're a bit self-conscious about your accent because it immediately gives away that you're not a native speaker. Perhaps you are self-conscious about your accent because your colleagues at work have a perfect British accent and you are wondering, how the hell do they do that? In this video, I'm going to explain to you in a very straightforward way how you can improve your pronunciation and sound more British by learning 5 simple sounds. Although I'm not a native speaker, I still managed to learn the British accent, so I believe that you can do it too. I have been teaching English for over 10 years now, so let me be your guide for the next 10 minutes and show you the secrets of the British pronunciation. Let's jump into the video. One of the most characteristic features of the British accent is the long vowels. For example, car, bird, flew. When pronouncing these sounds, you need to remember about lowering your jaw. Car, bird, flew. The lips make no movement and they remain slightly apart. The secret is in the jaw. Car, bird, flew. Try to repeat these words after me. Car, park, car, barbecue. And then we have the long bird, shirt, dirty. And then we have long oo in words like June, moon, flew. In American English, we would pronounce the long R or long with an R sound at the end. So this would sound something like car, park, card, or bird, dirty. Let's practice some more with some tongue twisters. Try to repeat after me. I parked the car in the car park. When you take the long R, it's a bit like this sound when you realize something. Ah! When pronouncing the long vowels, try to be as pretentious and snobbish as you possibly can. At this point, you might be wondering, why am I doing all of this? Why should I put so much effort into working on my pronunciation? You need to understand that based on your accent, the native speakers of English can tell where you are from, what your education is, and what you had for lunch. Okay, I'm just kidding right now, but your pronunciation works a bit like a business card. It has a great impact on the way that people perceive you, so it's very important to work on your pronunciation. What would be the second most important British sound? In my opinion, it would be the O sound. For example, go, no, home. O is a so-called diphthong, which means that it's a sound made up of 2 sounds, a vowel that glides to another vowel within 1 syllable. In this case, it starts with the schwa sound, as in about, and then it glides to as in book. So it's O. Okay, enough rocket science. You need to take a sip of tea first. Think of the O sound as someone trying to express their disappointment. Oh, so this is your boyfriend. Let's do some tongue twisters. No snow glows as the stone road. I don't expect Joe to come home. Another characteristic feature of the British accent is that the British usually use the long R sound that we have already discussed instead of the a sound. For example, the British would say dance, chance, while the American speakers would say dance, chance. I believe that you can hear the difference. If you feel like it, you can practice with me. Dance, chance. Let's do some tongue twisters. Last chance to dance. I'd rather dance in my pajamas. Our next sound is U. This is a very easy sound, so we will not go into the details of how to pronounce it. Let me just say that American speakers would say tune, new, New York, while the British speakers would say tune, news, New York. Finally, I will share the secret of the T sound in the British accent. American speakers use the so-called flap T sound, which sounds like D. So Americans would say water, better, bottle of water. This is why in France, Chandler laughs at his boss, who uses the flap T sound, and instead of saying duties, he says duties, 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 which is another word for poop.
So let's talk a little bit about your duties.
My duties?
I have seen a bunch of videos where teachers of English advise to use the so-called glottal stop. The glottal stop is the sound produced by blocking the airflow. So instead of saying better or water, you would say better, water. The glottal stop is typical of some accents, especially the London accent. In my opinion, it doesn't make much sense to imitate this sound if you are not a native speaker of English. It would sound artificial and as if you're trying to be someone that you are not. So I would actually stick to pronouncing my T's, like better, water, Britain. Let's do some tongue twisters. 10 tiny turtles trotted to the town. Betty bought a bit of better butter. I think we can call it a day. What I advise you to do is to practice the tongue twisters from this video, or maybe some other tongue twisters that you can find on the internet. Another thing that you can do is to watch a lot of TV series and listen to the British radio. Once you master the correct pronunciation, you might also wonder how to develop your vocabulary. If you want to do that, go to my next video about learning languages through TV series. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to learn vocabulary by watching TV series in an effective and enjoyable way. Thanks for watching, and remember, whenever you have the chance, practice tongue twisters.